Hi, this is Brian Pash, and I want to challenge dealer principals, general managers, and marketing managers to lean in for a few minutes as you watch this video, because I want to help to improve the results of your marketing strategies, your marketing investments, by challenging you to rethink what you have in place today and to be open to learning about new technologies, new strategies to achieve your sales and retention goals. So let's lean in. I just have a few slides to share with you, and I hope this stirs a conversation within your organization to consider improving your tech stack, to getting the education you need to help you sell more cars in a digital age. So before I go into the slides, I have two questions for you. Number one, what's the first dollar you should be spending in your marketing budget? Whether you're spending $5,000 a month or $100,000 a month, where should those first dollars be spent? And then number two, what percentage of your marketing budget today is targeting active shoppers, people who are actively shopping for a new or used car? You may think that's a trick question, but it's actually a question that yields some very interesting discussions, as you'll see in a few moments. I've created a visual here to talk about the foundation and the 5 places you should be discussing with your internal team for marketing. And the first piece here is, are you effectively marketing to your existing customers? That's where your first dollar should be spent. And here's the caveat with clean data. If you are giving marketing companies access to your DMS and asking them to do lifecycle marketing or service marketing or equity mining, you are sabotaging the success of that marketing investment because you have dirty data. You should know that the average dealer, 40% or more of the records in the DMS that show a consumer owning a vehicle, they no longer own that car. And yet you have no ability to know what your vendors are doing for data hygiene because you've not invested in cleaning up your customer data, investing in your first-party data. Now, I'm going to talk about solutions in a minute, but your first marketing dollars should be invested in existing customers based on clean data, meaning you're emailing them, calling them, sending them direct mail pieces on the vehicles that they own today, not on the vehicles that they sold. You're sending communications or direct mail or email to the correct address. They haven't moved out of the market yet. It's very interesting to hear how many people who have moved out of market and still are getting service reminders from the dealer in the previous state in which they lived. At some point, we have to challenge our current tech stack and say, is there something better? The second piece that's extremely important and often neglected is, just like we have a people-based strategy in level 1, your existing customers, we market to individual customers. Dealers really should have a VIN level inventory marketing strategy, meaning when you look at your marketing strategy today, you may say, Brian, yeah, we load up our inventory. We do Facebook inventory ads. We do Google VLA ads. But what's a mind-blowing observation is when you look at which cars are getting the clicks, you could be spending $500, $1,000, even $2,000 a month on cars that are just eye candy or would sell anyway. And, well, probably 70 to 80% of your inventory is underviewed, with at least 40 to 50% of the vehicles not even getting more than 5 views in a month for your marketing. Rethink your VIN-based marketing, not to spray and pray, but doesn't it make sense that we identify the vehicles that are not getting enough activity, not getting enough views, and placing those vehicles in front of specific consumers who are shopping for those vehicles instead of spray and pray? When you look at your inventory-based marketing, you will find out in most cases, your vendors are taking your entire inventory feed and treating them equally. I want to challenge you about that. What's your third priority in your marketing stack? The people who have come to your website. Now, this is very important. Today, with identity resolution technology, you can know when existing customers come back to your website, and you can also de-anonymize a good percentage of customers who come to your website for more targeted marketing in a privacy-compliant way. But for the most part, dealers don't have a strategy that says when an existing customer, someone who hasn't called you, someone who hasn't submitted a lead, but they're an existing customer in your DMS or CRM, and they're back on your website shopping, you should know about that. And you should be triggering timely marketing. If one of your existing customers comes to schedule a service and doesn't complete it because the service scheduler is crappy, you should know about that so you could reach out to them. If you have a customer who's marked in your CRM as out of market because your pay plan encourages falsifying data to keep conversion rates high, you should be alerted when that customer's back on your website. In general, you should be taking special care of the people who've connected with your brand message or have seen your advertisement and are coming to your website. But for most dealers, if they don't submit a lead or call, all they're doing is sloppy retargeting, basic retargeting, not carefully looking at who they are, what they've done in the past, and what would be the best offer, message, or delivery channel. That's the third block in our marketing stack. What's the fourth? This is a big one. Active shoppers in your primary market area. These are people who are not on your website, but they're out shopping on other dealer websites. They're on third-party marketplaces. What are you doing? What percentage of your budget is going after people who are shopping outside of your direct immediate control? Now, there's a couple solutions in here, right? You have marketplace websites, of course. You have Auto Trader, Car Gurus, Edmunds, whatever you choose in your marketplace that you believe has the most active shoppers. But you should also know that you can purchase active shopper lists, people who are actively shopping in the network, and send direct mail pieces, email communications, offer specific incentives on social media because they haven't yet come to your website, but they're out there shopping. I think that's super important because this is what I'm trying to communicate to you, because they're actively shopping. It's not spray and pray. It's not trusting Google's in-market audience or trusting Facebook's in-market audience. You know, there's been some data studies that when you buy Google or Facebook in-market audience, less than 20% of those people are actually shopping for a car right now. Let me say that again. Have you inspected your tech stack to really know when you buy in-market shopper audiences from other people? Have you benchmarked the conversion, the engagement? But today you have better choices on getting targeted messaging to in-market shoppers. Not just a zip code, not just a geographical radius, but getting your ads in front of active shoppers. And the last is branding. Dealers still need a portion of their budget for branding. And the coordination of all of these 5 layers, you need a agency that's going to help you create a modern brand promise, a sales process that supports that modern brand promise, and then coordinate those investments to existing customers, those investments to help you move slow-moving inventory, those marketing messages for people who are on your website, whether they're existing customers or prospects or anonymous, an agency and partnership that's going to help you test active shopper lists and third-party sites that will give you the best exposure for your inventory. And then what's your brand message? How do you stand out in the marketplace? These are the discussions you should be having inside your dealership today to combat, some of the challenges we have in the marketplace. So how do you go about doing it? Okay, let's talk about technology. Your CRM and DMS were never, ever, ever designed to create a unified customer record that gets updated with new phone numbers, new email addresses, new mailing addresses. The DMS and the CRM were never meant to be updated with outside third-party data that might help with lifestyle choices or other vehicles in their home or their buying power. No, that is something called a customer data platform or a CDP. Now, there are a number of CDP companies on the market that are doing an excellent job. And at the upcoming Digital Marketing Strategies Conference in Austin, Texas, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, the leading companies who are helping dealers organize their first-party data will be there, sharing their stories, sharing their technologies to help dealers understand at the core, their number one marketing investment, existing customers can be dramatically improved by cleaning the data, enhancing the data, then maintaining the data because it impacts all marketing channels. It's your best first dollar spent. Partnering with CDPs are companies that have marketing automation workflows that are specific to automotive. Automotive Masterminds is one. Automotive Masterminds can work from your DMS or CRM, or in some new projects, can work directly from, your CDP. So even now, specialized marketing automation companies that are doing equity and lifecycle marketing and retention campaigns can be using the best, cleanest data source. It's not the DMS and it's not the CRM. So for that first level, dealers really need to educate themselves on which vendor who's providing a customer data platform that can bring in all of my data sources plus enhanced with outside data sources. Who's the best partner? Well, if you come to DMSC, you'll be able to be part of a very active discussion. Now, what about a VIN strategy? Best in class, lot links. I just had an updated presentation from Len Short, the founder of Lot Links. It's amazing. It's eye-opening. The largest dealer groups in the country are using Lot Links for one simple reason. Lot Links exposes the blind spots in their marketing, identifies the vehicles that are not getting enough views. Lot Links exposes those vehicles to the consumers who are shopping and searching and researching those exact vehicles. And when you turn Lot Links on, guess what happens? Inventory turn rates increase. You don't have to discount cars as often. You make more money per car. And for larger dealer groups, we're talking in the hundreds of thousands of dollars of improved revenue because at Tier 2, this second stage in your digital marketing, you take care of your customers always first. But then your next biggest investment is your vehicles on the lot. Treat each vehicle like it should get the right attention to keep your turn rates moving. Now, what about shoppers on your website? I mentioned that technology today can tell you when an existing customer in the DMS or when an existing prospect in the CRM is back on your website and even help you to de-anonymize consumers to have better targeted messaging. And this is called identity resolution. There are a number of companies that are providing identity resolution. TransUnion is one that I work with, and there's many others who are providing that digital ID on the dealership's website. Orbi is another company. Client Command is another company. Companies that are helping you, the dealer, identify when existing customers and prospects are back on your website so you could reach out to them and increase your retention rate, increase your close rate. And then, of course, the advanced tech can also identify some of those anonymous shoppers. You've seen some articles from companies like Full Throttle that have a patent on using the geolocation of that shopper to market to a household. So you could drop a direct mail piece in an anonymous shopper's mailbox the following day. Dealers need to evaluate their tech stack to market to people who are on their website in new creative ways. Stop spraying and praying. Stop stupid retargeting. We have the ability to do more targeted marketing. Now, I mentioned active shoppers in your PMA. Of course, dealers know third-party classifieds provide an important role in exposing dealer inventory to in-market shoppers. But what about getting lists of in-market shoppers so that you could do a direct mail piece? The third-party classifieds don't offer that. How about providing a list of in-market shoppers so an email could go out to those people talking about your brand promise, talking about your current specials? Companies like Client Command are in the audience business. Not only do they generate audiences for dealers who have their technology, but they also sell in-market shopper audiences. Actually, they have a patent on the active shopper network. And what does this do? It gives dealers the ability to target money to 100% active shoppers and not spraying and praying. That's why I asked that question at the beginning. Because dealers might say, no, Brian, when I advertise on Facebook, I'm advertising to in-market shoppers. Or when I advertise on Google, I'm advertising to in-market shoppers. And I'm like, you're really not. Those are modeled lists or look-alike lists, and there's a lot of waste and junk. Remember, they'll spend all the money you give them. You don't have the ability to inspect those lists. You don't have the ability to match back those lists unless people come and submit a lead, which is a very low percentage of all the activity that your advertising is doing. So when you're thinking of this marketing tech stack, your existing client's the most valuable. Let's clean that up. The inventory that's sitting on your lot and your floor planning costs are killing you. So let's treat each VIN individually. Let's not spray and pray. And then when people are back on your website that your marketing brought to, identify the people who you already know and reach out to them and do better marketing to the anonymous shoppers. Then who's in your market, in your PMA, possibly who could buy a car from you? Let's market to them. And then, of course, how do you pull it all together? There are many great agencies. The PCG Digital Agency, which I founded, is one of those agencies that cares about the right tech stack. Lot links? Great. Hey, you want to use Client Command for audience? Great. We want what's best for the dealer. So we've created associations, partnerships, just strategy sessions with the leading companies. Hey, you want to use Orbi? Great. You want to use Client Command? Great. You want to use Full Throttle? Great. But when you want someone who can bring all the tech together, you really need to ask, is my marketing partnership based on one product line that, well, maybe it's hard to have the best product in every one of these categories. Maybe it's tough to have consistent peak performance with just one tech stack. Maybe your tech stack needs to expand. This is the point of this video. The key to keep in mind is that dealers need to continually reevaluate their tech stack. I'm not in the marketing automation business. I'm not in the CDP business. I'm not in the identity resolution business. I'm here to educate dealers and take care of our clients who really want the best overall tech stack to achieve their business goals and objectives. That's why I want to encourage the dealers, the marketing managers, the general managers who are watching this video. Come out to the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Austin, Texas, and get a feel for solutions that address these 5 levels in your marketing stack, these 5 strategies in your marketing stack. Now, could there be other strategies that you want to add in there? Sure. But remember, this stack applies to sales and service. This is not ignoring the service side or the fixed ops side. This is 5 different considerations that your tech stack should be updated to give you the best performance possible. So at DMSC, we're going to be talking about customer data platforms, and there's some dedicated ones and hybrid ones. This is a very exciting area. Marketing automation partners and platforms, these are the people who will take that clean data, take that audience data and activate it on Facebook and Google and OTT and Amazon streaming and direct mail, whatever you'd like. Marketing automation platforms play an important role because automotive is very specific. We're going to be talking about data hygiene. How do you clean your data? How often? Who are the best partners for that? How do you, confirm that these updates are good? We're going to be talking about identity resolution technologies. How do you identify when people are on your website so you can accomplish better communication? We're going to be talking about AI in the sales process, and the marketing process, and the creative process. All of your sales and marketing workflows will be able to be enhanced with AI and real tools, not just pie in the sky, showing you. We're going to be talking about what retention looks like when you have a modern marketing stack with clean data, with real-time insights, because you know when people are back on your website, you know when people have moved, you understand when someone's car's been sold. And of course, a growing concern is compliance with dealers under the microscope, with federal laws and state legislation and crazy ambulance-chasing lawyers. How do we make sure that our tech stack and our marketing strategy and our privacy policy and how we handle customer data is correct? Well, again, these are some of the conversations that we're having at DMSC. So, what are you waiting for? If this video has challenged you just to rethink what your marketing stack looks like, I encourage you to go to digitalmarketingstrategies.org. Get your team registered for the DMSC event. And I just want to remind dealer groups with 10 or more stores, you can audit the CXO Summit, which is the day before, June 1st, on Saturday. It's comprised of dealer groups with 10 or more stores. Some of the most amazing leaders come to the CXO Summits. We have 3 a year. And you can go to cxo.autos if you're interested. Who attends? Typically an executive manager, the marketing manager, or technology, CTO, CIO of these larger dealer groups, because we focus on innovation. It's not a 20 group comparing profitability numbers. It's talking about exposing dealer groups to the latest technology and innovations. We have an amazing lineup of speakers. I hope you found this video informative. Love and welcome your comments. You can shoot me an email, brian@brianpash.com. And I look forward to seeing you down in Austin, Texas, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
I've not only been able to get insights and information to help me grow, I've met people that, are in different stages of their careers that, I can talk to, connect with, hear their stories, hear their experiences, and take that back with me.
This is one of the best investments of my time in the conference circuit in automotive.
I just love coming to these events because it's an opportunity to get with the masterminds that are really pushing the vision and the best parts of automotive and trying to bring everybody to the new century.
There's a real sense that we're all working together to try to improve the industry overall and not just our individual dealership roles there.
The real value of these events over other industry events is that there are informed and actionable conversations that are worthwhile for any dealer that is here to take it back to the store and actually do something positive to help the forward momentum.
Every PASH event I go to, there's so many vendors on the forefront of really pushing the envelope in terms of new technology. So this has been really impactful coming from both the product and partnership side.
So the level of conversation that Brian brings to the automotive industry, I think, is really powerful. Always pushing the technology side and moving the envelope when it comes to conversations, whether it's data, compliance, attribution, and things of that nature. It's always a great conversation.
What keeps me coming back to these events is, it's not a small crowd, but it feels that way. You see a lot of familiar faces every time you come back. You get to catch up on them, some of the exciting things they've been doing, and really get a lot of insight into what some of the big players in the game are working on. And so it's really exciting, and I always feel like I take something valuable away from it.
How many Brian Pash events have I attended? At least 6, including the CXO conference.
4 of them.
5 or 6 Brian Pash events.
I believe this is lucky number 7.
This is actually my first one. 8 Pash events so far.
This will be my 5th event.
6 Brian Pash events over the years.
I think this is probably my 20th Brian Pash event, and it's awesome.
If I had to compare any other conferences in the industry, Brian Pash events has definitely been the most impactful for me.